What's up, big dog?
Hey, what's going on, man? What's cracking?
Man, I'm trying to make it. You know how it is.
Man, once you say you from Long Beach, homeboy, I had to jump on. I'm like, man, what's cracking, man? Hey, you know how hard it is up here to, find people that are from the harbor area. Usually
Yeah,
in Lancaster, you get people
yeah,
from the San Fernando
yeah,
Valley.
yeah, yeah. That's what's close. The closest is San Fernando Valley. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm from Long Beach, man. Born and raised. I live out in the Valley right now, so I'm closer
All
to
right.
San Fernando Valley.
All
And
right.
it get, but I gotta like I said, I got a truck parking out there, Lancaster. I think Lancaster Palmdale area. So
All
I
right.
know the area well. I know the area well. 'Cause I used to go up there like every other day to check on my trucks, and
Yeah, I
I had a
park
box
off
truck.
of I park off of Avenue M and 7th Street East. So
I think the exit is L Avenue L. It's before M. I got the address, but yeah, it's in that
oh,
area, bro. It's up
okay.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
up
yeah.
there.
Yeah, that's where
That's
I
cool,
park.
man. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, usually, man, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. So the reason I run California
Hmm.
is because my first year in business,
Okay.
I had my apportion plates.
Okay.
So I went through the whole year. I got pulled into the scale, and one of the DOT sergeants actually told me that I didn't need to run ELD as long as I didn't leave the state for more than 8 days a month.
Right. Yeah,
So
you're right.
I,
Interstate.
yes, so I did that. So
Hmm.
then after my first years in business, they audited me. So
Uh-huh.
then that the highway patrol told me he had to fill my company because I wasn't using ELD. So then I'm like, dude, like you guys are all have different stories. So I took my apportion plates off and then I just run Cali right now. So
Uh-huh.
the beginning of this year, I just got hooked up with a broker.
Hmm.
Um, I think they're called Simple. I think Simple Transportation.
Okay.
So he's actually giving me loads from Fontana up to Fresno, a load of tires.
Okay.
So it's like, I mean, a lot of people are gonna say that I'm messing up. Maybe you will too. But that's why I wanted to jump on. Get maybe get your perspective on it. See what you think. Like you said, fuel is not cheap.
Right.
So usually I use the Relay app. So with the Relay app, I get there's like two fuel stations.
Okay.
One is off the five freeway. It's
Okay.
off of I believe it's off the Taft Freeway 169 or something like that.
Okay.
That's where I usually get the fuel for like 380, 389, something like that.
Okay.
Or the other one that's a pilot off of the 99 off of Merced Street.
Okay.
That one usually has it at 409.
Okay.
So either or, but usually I run from Fontana to Fresno. Like Monday, I pick up on Monday and
Okay.
deliver like around 6 in the morning in Fresno.
Right.
So I will deadhead back to
Mm.
to Fontana and pick up another load and then
Okay.
run it back.
Okay.
I mean, if you've been in Fresno area, dude, they're trying to give you like $400 for like
Right.
42,000 pounds
Right. Right.
to come up
Right.
the
Super.
grapevine.
Super heavy. So, what, if you don't mind me asking, what are you getting from Fontana to Fresno to make it make sense for you to deadhead
All
back?
right, so I'm charging the broker 950.
950 a mile?
No,
Or nine? No,
well,
or
950.
$950.
Yeah,
Okay,
for the load.
and then how many miles is that? That's like 300 miles, right?
Um,
350.
well, like on Mondays, yeah,
Hmm.
on Monday because I deadhead from Lancaster to Fontana, so I have like about 79, 80 miles,
Okay.
and then going up to Fresno, you're talking about like 250, 260. So yeah, like
Hmm.
310, something like that. So
Okay, so
then,
three.
so
Hmm.
once I deadhead from there back over there, so yeah, it kind of adds up like a little bit over four. So the
Okay.
thing with the tires is it's they're hand offloaded.
Yep.
So
I know that.
after the 950, I usually stay there like 3 or 4 hours.
Okay.
So I get another $100 off of that.
Okay. So
So usually the
yeah,
load
you're looking like a thousand fifty,
a
basically.
1,050,
Okay.
and then I drive a 2017 Freightliner, so I could pump. I fuel up with like 420,
Hmm.
and it'll take me up there, bring me back, and then get me back up there again.
Okay. Okay.
So then on my way back deadheading, then that's when I have to fuel again.
Right.
So basically, when I do those runs, I'm doing like maybe spending like $900 during the week.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would definitely say, I, I would definitely say work on trying to find some type of backhaul.
Okay.
I would I would say you got a good situation going up. You got a good situation going up, but
Yeah.
try to find something. Even talk to that company that you're working with, like, hey, I know y'all gotta have something.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, say you got 1,050, you got 1,050, and you doing 600 basically you're doing 600 miles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing 600 miles because you're going up there and coming back, you're doing 600 miles, then you only looking at like a dollar something a mile. I don't know your
Yeah.
CP, I don't know your CPM. I don't know what your cost is. Your cost might be hella low, and that's good. But you always, deadhead is one of those things like you only deadhead if you have to. Even though
Yeah.
you said, hey, it's a $400, $500 load and it's heavy, still, still try to, get as much money as you can so you're not going back and losing money.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? Because you definitely got to do that. Because if you already got that one leg, that's good. Try to work on something coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe if you go to Fresno, maybe you might have to go up a little more. Because what's above Fresno? Like Stockton or there's a couple cities above
Yeah.
Fresno. And that's the only thing about Fresno. It's like right in the middle. It's not like in the
Yeah. It is.
Sacramento. It's not in the Sacramento area where you can hit like Hayward,
Yeah.
Stockton, and all those places. So, but maybe try to find something like, hey, let me look on the load board and see what's the next city up, and maybe I can find something out of there. And maybe it might. I'd rather you deadhead 100 miles and make $600-700 than deadhead all the way back down for nothing. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No,
So
I get it.
I would definitely say your first part of the leg, that's good. But or you can, hey man, I've been working with you guys for really good. Let me get some more money. They got more money in that.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe,
definitely.
yeah, maybe get it up to 1250, 1300. So now at least if you go up and back, at least you're making $2 a mile and whatever I don't know your CPM. Hopefully that makes sense for you.
No, no, yeah,
But
it does.
I
So,
would
somewhat.
yeah, but I was gonna say I would definitely say you got a good situation. You got that Fontana to Fresno, great. Really focus on finding a back call. And like I said, I know the heavy shit, it sucks, but sometimes you got to take it. But at least it's
Yeah.
some money. At least it's some money in your thing. But hey, this is heavy freight, bro. You trying to give me five? Give me 800. I'll take it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always money. They always got money in it. They try to go off of the stats say this, bro. This is what I'm taking it for. You know, but I wouldn't steer you wrong. I would say you got a good situation, but just try to find you something. That low board on there. You can because when you're looking at that low board, you'll see the players. You'll see the
Yeah.
players who got that freight going back. You can make those conversations with the brokers. But also too, though, when you delivering, are you delivering to like what are you delivering to? Like
It's, they're like tire distribution
okay.
warehouses.
So talk to the so now you get there, talk to them. Hey man, I go, y'all ever got something coming back to, I'm in the Fontana area. Y'all ever got something coming back? I guarantee that tire distribution, they got something coming back. To LA? Hell yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you just like I said, what I tell a lot of drivers, man, don't be scared to talk to people. You already got the plug from that, and now you at the distribution center go everywhere. So now go in there and talk to them. Hey man, look, I do this 3-4 times a week. Y'all got something for me to take from here to take it back to LA? There you go. That's how you get a direct contract right there. Boom.
Yeah.
You,
That's
you know what
true.
I'm saying? I just tell a lot of drivers, man, like there's nothing wrong with relying on the brokers, but the brokers is your step in to talk to these shippers because you
Yeah.
there. The brokers is not there, you there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Exactly.
hey man, I'm going back to Cali. What y'all got? Well, we got these tires need to go back, or we got this other account, or do you know any other people or somebody else that I can talk to? If you just open your mouth, bro, I guarantee you can probably find something with that company or a nearby company to get you something going back. There's always stuff going back to LA, bro.
Oh,
Always.
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah. No.
you just gotta talk that talk, man. But you got a good situation. Now just build on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's true.
And,
Yeah. I'm
and
going to try
then
that.
and then when you do your original, like when you pick up in Fontana, hey man, y'all got like consistent freight. You work directly with truckers. I'm telling you this right now. I work with shippers. I had a huge contract nationwide. They would rather work with trucking companies. All you gotta do is speak up. That's
Oh,
all it
yeah.
is. And
Yeah.
especially if they see you all the time. If you the one doing it all the time,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They see you and they be like, oh, this dude, hey man, so do y'all have something I can work directly with y'all? They gonna trust you because they see you all the time. They be like, okay, well, we might not have a Fontana to Fresno because we working with the broker, we got a contract, but when you go to Sacramento, hell yeah, I go to
Yeah.
Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
you know
dude.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But you gotta, but you don't know unless you talk. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we
All
don't
right.
have this,
So
but you see what I'm saying? So you just gotta. That's why I tell a lot of drivers, bro,
yeah.
just speak up, bro. Just you there. You already got to the point where you there. So now take advantage. That's all.
All right. So let me ask you something. I
Yeah.
did that once.
Okay.
Hopefully, you don't get canceled or whatever. But this dumbass shipper
Yeah.
called the broker and told the broker, "Hey, I want to squash my contract with you. I found a driver.
That happened.
Put me on the burner." The broker did a 411 report on me, saying that I
Mm.
backdoor solicited. I
Mm.
kind of fandangled the way to have the broker remove that report.
Right. Right.
So, all right, I get it. I ain't shy.
Right.
I could walk up to somebody, hold a conversation, speak up. So, how would you go about it? So it doesn't sound like you're doing something you're not supposed to. You know what I mean?
You say you say this exactly. What other contracts do you have? I don't want this one. I know you got this with a broker, but what other opportunities do you have for me that I
Okay.
can do without messing up your relationship with the broker? If you
Right.
put it that way, you already know that I know you got this with the broker. I know you got this. I'm not trying to take that. But if you have any other opportunities, like I said, if you got a Fontana to Sacramento or some other place in the, I will want to do it if I can get the opportunity to do it. That's what it is.
All right.
But I tell you this though, that happens to brokers a lot. And just because you put it on broker carrier 411, that's like, that's the reason why we try to fight that, bro, because, carrier 411 is whack, you know. But at the end of the day, if I'm telling you, shippers rather work with truck drivers. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The reason why they have brokers is because the broker is the one that's finding finding all of the truckers. They giving them that. But if they see somebody going here every single day, I'd rather work with this dude. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I might have other opportunities, and I can call you directly. Hey, man, I got this opportunity right now. Can you take it? Hell yeah, I'll take it. You know what I'm saying? Because a
All right.
broker, all they're gonna do with the broker is give it to the broker, and the broker gonna put it on the load board. If
Yeah.
shippers rather work with truck drivers and independent companies, they just don't have the time to do it. That's the reason why they give it to brokers. But if you there every day, that's what I say. You just build that rapport, bro. You just build a rapport, talk, whatever. And you just be like, hey man, I respect this. I know you got this with a broker, but what other lanes y'all got that I can get in and work with you guys directly? You're not backdooring nothing. I'm trying to get into a different lane. I don't want
All
this
right.
lane. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes they might just give you that lane because they might
Yeah.
have a problem with that. They might have a problem with that broker. That broker ain't giving them the right people. Stuff come up missing. So you don't know
Yeah.
what that relationship is. You know what I'm saying? That happened with you that one time. They may have had a good, well, they didn't have a good relationship. They ended up cutting them. You know,
Yeah.
but that just tells you right there that see you spoke up and they willing to cut this broker and put you on because they rather work with the
Yeah.
truckers. That's just what it is. You
All
know.
right.
So, but that's what I would do, bro. Like I said, I know you got this, but what other opportunities do you have? Do you got something going to Sacramento? You got something to go to Hayward? You got something to go to Monterey? Do you have what other distributions you got going up north? I like doing that lane. Oh well, yeah, we got some stuff going to Sacramento. Yeah, can I get that? Can I, Oh yeah. Shit, I've been seeing you 4 times out of the week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm
Yeah.
reliable, you
Yeah.
know?
That's true.
But this is a business, bro. I hate to say this is a cutthroat business, bro. That's
Yeah.
just what it is, bro. Cause if I got a lane with a shipper and a broker call and they can tell them they can do it for cheaper, they'll switch it too. So that's the thing I don't like about the carrier 401, man. That's the thing I'm working on is as far as like we don't have we don't we get screwed over and we can't snitch on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
then if they get beat out, they get mad and they do stupid stuff like that. The
Yeah.
carrier 401 and messing it up. But yeah, man, your goal as having a trucking company is to work directly with the shipper. That's the goal. That's the
No,
goal
yeah,
that's the
exactly.
goal that you want. Like you don't want to work with a broker. You want to work directly with the shipper.
Yeah,
So you can't get mad at me because the shipper want to work with me. Shit, that's just part of the game. That's just like having a girl. She chose somebody else. Hey, I can't get mad. You know what I'm saying? She
yeah,
chose
yeah,
she chose somebody else, man. She want this. Okay, cool. But that's the
yeah,
thing I don't like. That's the thing I don't like about. I'm not saying all brokers are sensitive, but there's some sensitive ass brokers out there that just get mad. They got beat out, bro. That's all. You just got beat
yeah.
out by somebody else. It's just part of the game. It's business. But that's the thing I don't like about that Carrier 401, man. It's just not good because you got people in their feelings and then they can mess up your opportunities because they mad they got beat out.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you can solicit to anybody, bro. Like this is business. Like if you in front of me, I'm gonna ask you. You got stuff for me? Yeah, okay. There's nothing in the contract that says you can't solicit. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
can't talk to nobody. I don't work for you. You just the broker. I don't work for you. That's
true.
that's different if it's like you work. It's like you work for that company and then you say, "Hey, I'm gonna get my own company and I'm gonna take that business." Now that's cold. That's a cold thing. But
Yeah,
a broker, bro, like, bro, don't get sensitive, bro. That's just what it is.
yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Because the only way I found out, I got the notification that he had did that,
Yeah,
and then I actually tried to book a load, and then that broker told me like, "Hey, dude, I can't work with you. You got a 401 thing." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "Dude, it's only been 3 days."
that's the thing I don't understand. Like I said, the Carrier 401 is it's a dangerous tool. It's
Yeah, it is.
dangerous because there's nobody regulating it. They don't try to verify this stuff first. If a guy files a 411, it don't go through a process. It's just there.
Yeah,
So now you can't make no money. You can't feed your family. That's the biggest flaws of the Carrier 401. And it's not. And then the one thing I hate about it is you can't even fight it. But then like when you call, your number is blocked because they got all the people's numbers of the company. So you can't even call Carrier 401 to go through some type of due process and fight it. And there's nothing you can do. Like once they do it, that's it. So
yeah,
you can the carrier 401 and all that stuff can definitely end a trucking company in a day, you know? And
exactly.
that's not good. That's why I don't like it. I don't like it for that reason. It's because you taking food out of people off of people's plate. And all we doing is we just trying to make money, you know?
Exactly.
You gave us the load, we're gonna run the load. That's it. They try to these brokers, what I don't like about a good amount of brokers, they try to run you like you work for them. You
Yeah,
just gave me the load, bro, but I don't work for you. You know what I'm saying? I got my own business. That's the one thing I don't like, bro. It's like y'all try to, that's why I try to stay away from them. There are some good ones out there, but there's a lot of shady ones out there that's like, you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm like, bro, I don't work for you.
yeah,
Like my company, stop calling my drivers, talk to me. I tell them to talk to me. Well, what's your driver number? You don't need to talk to my driver. You talk to me. I'm the owner. So what you need to
yeah.
know? So it's just stuff like that, bro. I don't know when they're gonna stop it, but that carry 401 is a deadly weapon for sure.
Yeah, it
Deadly.
is, man. It will definitely hurt.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like, people really pay attention to that.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's just we talk about it a lot with my guy CDL and my other guy Lante. We talk about this carrier 401 because, like I said, it can end your company if the wrong broker put that on there. They got an attitude. They get mad. They can put that on there, and like I said, it instantly goes on there. There's no due process. There's no, hey, let's talk to the driver first. Let's see if we can settle this first before we post it. It's none of that. It's an automatic post, and you
Yeah,
like, okay, now I'm screwed. you know,
exactly.
so that's that. It's a bad tool for the industry. It's not good. They say it's fighting fraud, but what it is just ruining a lot of trucking companies for sure.
Yeah, it's like what they're trying to do with the highway, where a lot of brokers you got to sign up through highway to
Uh,
run with them,
right.
and you have to have an inspection
Hmm.
to run with them.
Hmm.
And I'm like, dude, I run through the scales, I just don't get pulled in. And I'm like, now I can't even voluntarily, show up and get an inspection.
And that's the cold.
It's
And that's
like,
the cold part right there. You can't even go to DOT like, yo, I need to get an inspection. They be like, no, we don't do that.
yeah,
So what am I
exactly.
supposed to? Well, yeah, people. Hey, don't put that in the middle of the street. Put that like off the side. Sorry, my kid. But
Nah,
yeah, that's what it is, man. It's like they're making it hard for carriers to do the right thing, right? If
no,
I'm a carrier and I know I need to get an inspection so I can continue to make money, and I go to DOT. and they tell me I can't get an inspection, that don't make no sense. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No,
It
yeah.
don't matter what kind of truck I got. They say, oh, well, people come here with their new trucks and try to get their scores up. It's like y'all actively looking to punish us. I don't feel like they're there to protect. I just feel like they're there to punish us. You
Yeah.
know, if I'm coming there and say I want to get an inspection, you just be like, okay, get your inspection. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to make money and keep my money going. The thing about the highway and all those platforms, hate those platforms because they say they for fraud and they do nothing for fraud.
Yeah.
Fraud, freight theft, cargo theft has went up substantially, even with those platforms. So what are they doing? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, dude.
we go through all these hoops for nothing, for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just
So
like, dude, they're just like putting more regulations on top of more regulations. Like, man, you know what? Like,
what do
what do you
you,
want to do?
you know? And it's sad because the regulations that they continue to put on trucking companies and stuff like that is like, what's the end goal? That's the thing I don't understand. What's the end goal? What are we trying to do here? But it's like at the end of the day, you know, I feel like they should put more regulations on, you know, having people start their trucking companies. That should be a little more stringent because
Hmm.
people start companies, mess them up, and then start another one. I feel like there should be more regulations on starting a freight brokerage. I feel like the insurance should step in more and be more accountable, not just a $75,000 bond. I feel like you should actually get insurance, like we get insurance. You know,
Yeah.
they should get their own cargo insurance. They should get their own all of that. They should have minimums so they can be paying this money every month like we do and be more accountable and not try to say, oh, well, we'll use the carrier cargo insurance to get the freight and we don't have to have cargo insurance. Then if we get mad at them, we can just ruin their lives. So I feel like there should be more regulation on that side. But as far as trucking, man, like you say, you look at it, you like, what's the plan? And especially in California, we got so many regulations out here.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I don't understand what y'all trying to do. Y'all not trying to have no trucks around here. I don't get it.
Yeah.
You know,
It's just
I
like, how
just
you
don't
going
get
to
it.
get your stuff?
I, I don't get it. And and like I said, I said it in some posts before. It's like if you get rid of the little guys, all you're gonna be dealing with is the big guys. And then they always say, I talked to shippers before, well, the big guys they can do it for cheaper. Yeah, you're right. They're gonna keep doing it for cheaper until we gone. And then when we gone, now the price gonna go up. Now they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh, we was doing it for $1.80. Now it's $5 a mile. Well, what you mean? Because there's no more competition. See, what these regulations is doing is taking away the competition. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they take away all the competition, weed us all out, the small guy, the owner operator, just like in California with the AB5 trying to get rid of owner operators, lease on. You get rid of all of that. Now the big guys is there. Now they controlling the market.
True.
That's what I see is happening. I'm like, y'all keep messing with that, man. Y'all gonna get beat up in the future because the big guys they know what they're doing, bro.
Yeah.
The major companies know what they're doing. They just waiting. We're gonna get all these little people out the way, all these little companies, and then when they gone, prices up. Now, then that means if they prices up, it's gonna be up for the consumers.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you do? What do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. People don't see the bigger picture, man. They just see the right now, and
Cor-
they don't see
Correct.
5, 10 years from now. Like
Correct. Correct. That's how
me,
I think.
I
That's how I
mean,
think.
I
Yeah.
don't, I don't want to sound wrong, but I think me personally, because I run a lot to Fresno, a lot to Stockton, Northern Cali, and everything. And I had altercations literally at the truck stops
Yeah.
where they're literally taking a nap or they're
hmm
eating at the fuel station,
That's the biggest complaint.
and they're like, dude. I walk up to the truck and I tell them like, hey man, you got to move.
Right.
Next thing you know, they don't speak a lick of English.
Mm.
So then I'm like, all right, so then how do you know where to go? How do you know how to charge? How do you know what exit to take or what's going on? See that to me is like the biggest concern. And a lot of these other countries, because I'm originally Mexican, so I've
Yeah.
gone to Mexico,
Right.
and I'll be the first one to tell you, driving in Mexico is like driving Mario's go kart.
Yeah. They don't. There's
Serious,
no rules. Right.
no rules. And when they come over here, they drive like they're over there,
Right.
and it's like, dude, it's just puts a bigger spotlight on us. And it's like, come on, dude. The speed limit is 55. All
Right.
right, I'll maybe go 59,
Right.
maybe go 60. But
Right.
I mean, I've been driving for 21 years.
Right.
So you're not going to catch me speeding for no damn load.
Right.
I don't care how much it
Especially
pays,
in
you know.
Cali. Especially in
Yeah,
Cali.
exactly,
Especially in Cali.
Because
We all know about
I
that.
like, dude, if you got a delivery in LA, you spent the night in Lebec at the TA,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? You got to wake up 4 hours
Yep.
early. That's the only reason. That's the only way you're gonna make it on time.
Right.
Why try to get your beauty sleep and wake up 2 hours and try to make it, dude? It ain't gonna happen.
No, not in LA.
And that's how you know, like it's just constant, you know. And I'm one to say that, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I'm not gonna mention the ethnicity, but they actually showed me their rate confirmation. We
Mm-hmm.
were in the same place, picking up in the same shipper, gonna deliver to the same receiver.
Right.
I, I got 900 for the load. That dude got 500. I'm like, dude, we're picking up the same weight. Why would you do that? And he literally looked at my face and told me, "Oh, it's because I got to get up there because when I come back, I got $1,000 load." I was like, "Okay, so instead of making 1,500, you could have made 1,900."
Right. He don't care.
Exactly.
He
And
don't
then,
care because like that yeah, go ahead.
yeah,
Yeah, go
no.
ahead.
So my thing is, all right, they're stacking up their little bit of breadcrumbs. Next thing you know, they leave, and we're stuck right here trying to fix it.
That's that's exactly what happens is they come in, you know, they come into this country. That's the big thing. That's the big thing they doing with the I think it's the H-2B visas. They opened that
Yeah,
back up to get cheaper drivers, right? So they come in, they take whatever because how I explain it to my guys is if you come from another country and you ain't making nothing, this money you making over here, even though it's cheap, like you said, $500, that's way more than what you was making over there.
yeah,
So that's how they look at it. But they don't care about the industry. They think they just care about I'm getting some money. I'm making more money than I was making in my country, and that's what messes everything up. I do. And then the thing I don't understand is how the hell they getting a CDL so easy. So now you're looking at these CDL schools. They giving CDL training to anybody as long as they can pay. So, like I said, there's a lot of regulations that need to be tightened up to prevent from anybody getting into this industry so easily,
hmm,
you know. But that's what it is, man. Yes, I feel like with the immigration status and people coming in, just hopping in on these visas, taking anything, working for these companies, they'll take 30 cents a mile. They don't care because they see it as I'm making some type of money before I was making before. But like I said, I see a lot of people getting in off these licenses where it's like, oh, you got a license over in Mexico? Oh, yeah, that's good. You can use it over here. Yeah, I forgot the name of the license. My guy told me about it. But I'm like, I can't trust that. Me as an owner, especially a small business owner, I can't trust that, bro.
yeah,
But there's a lot of people coming in here not even doing a due process and going through all of the steps. A lot of them just skipping the steps because they not from here. And then those are the ones messing up the industry. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? With the
exactly.
car accidents, with the like you said, not there's no courtesy. You know, those are the ones I hate to say. Like I'm not saying all immigrants is bad, but I just feel like in our industry they coming over here and they just tearing it up. That's a
Yeah,
true fact. I think anybody would say that. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like we don't have enough rules. If you want to regulate the industry, they need to regulate the entry, how people can get into this industry, how you can drive, become a CDL driver the right way, how you can start your business but do it the right way, having citizenship, having, you know, all of this stuff. You should have all of that before you can start a trucking business. That shit should be verified. Like, I feel like all of the regulations should be focused on the beginning, getting into the industry because it's too easy.
yeah,
And then it go the same thing on the brokerage side. These would be the same, you know, immigrants that come in, they create a brokerage. We've all talked to these brokers where they don't speak a lick of English, a little bit of English. You know what I'm saying? And those are the ones got the load. How the hell they getting these loads?
exactly.
And then sometimes they not getting low. They double brokering. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like when I'm looking at the industry, I'm not focused on the people that got the companies. I'm focused on preventing people from getting in. It should be hard to get into our industry
Yeah,
because
I should.
if it's hard to get in our industry, the shippers, the brokers will appreciate the people that went through the process. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It's sad. There's a lot of people out there. I done seen like, I used to do, Amazon and stuff in my truck. I seen three or four of them in one truck. And I know they making peanuts, but they in
Dude,
there. And I'm looking like what? I'm like, yo, what? You know what I'm
I
saying?
see
Like,
five. I seen five of them.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Five of them coming out the fuel island, and I'm like, "Oh, you motherfuckers are gonna take a shower?"
that's what I'm saying. Like, and it's just like, and then, there's a lot of companies that take that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? But the one thing I can say, and I talked to my buddy about this in our last on our last little podcast we did. One thing I can tell you about the people that come from overseas, comparing to, I'm not saying all American drivers, but to a good portion, they work harder.
Mhm.
So when they come over here, they in that truck. They in that truck, they don't care. That's the one thing I can give them. And I think that's the one thing why companies are looking at them. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at them like they work harder, but
Yeah.
you still taking a risk. They work harder and they
Yeah.
take less money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's, as these companies you look, even that even I look at it a little bit, but then I'm like, that's still a big risk because I don't really know this guy's skills. I don't
Mhm.
know what he can do, how responsible he is. I just know that he'll stay in that truck for 3 months at a time and he'll take 35 cents a mile. But I don't know nothing else. So it's a gamble. But there's a lot of companies out there taking that gamble, which is
Yeah.
crazy. So
Yeah, man. I'm not one of them. I ain't
yeah,
taking that gamble.
yeah. I haven't
Man.
taken that gamble. I stay with my citizens and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's still some. I definitely say there's still some good drivers out there. I still say there's some hard workers out there. But I look at it like now because, like I said, I'm in the process of hiring drivers. I've been through a lot of drivers. I say for every one good driver, you got to go through 7 to 10 bad drivers. The bad
All
thing.
right.
You know what I'm saying? It needs to be better numbers on that. But there are good drivers out there. I have some good drivers too, but it's just hard finding good drivers that want to work.
Yeah.
You know, that's that's just the reality of the things are now.
So you're still in the truck, or you just dispatch drivers?
So I was in a truck. I started my business with a box truck, and I got 5 semis. I was just in the truck for about like a month ago, for about a month, just to because I was in between drivers. But now I just dispatch my drivers. I got an assistant and all of that. She
All
dispatch
right.
drivers. So I went up to 5 trucks. I got 5 trucks. I got 2 trucks, and about to have my third truck back on the road. I just hired a driver. Um, but most of the time, my trucks, I usually have my drivers in the truck. But just this past month, I was doing Amazon. Amazon money was crazy, and I was just doing it locally. I
Yeah.
was just doing it here at night,
All
doing
right.
that. But yeah, man, I got my CDL, all of that. I feel like it's good to have your CDL for situations like that. You can hop
Yeah.
in the truck, make some bread, keep it going. But my goal was to build a company up. I want him. It's like right now I'm in an impasse, bro. Like, do I build this company up? But like I said, the hardest thing is the drivers. That's the
Yeah.
hardest thing. That's
Of
the
course.
hardest thing, man, is finding people that want to work, that understand this business. A lot of people in this business get in and think they could work 2 days and make 2,500. You're like, bro, you gotta drive, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
What about yourself? So how many trucks you got?
Nah, I just got one.
Okay.
I got one. I got one. I got a dry van and a reefer.
Okay.
So the reefer.
Tell me about the reefer. Tell me about reefer. How is it?
All right. So the reefer, I ran it for like about a month. I
Okay.
gave it a month.
Okay.
It ain't me. It's
Pro,
way
tell
too.
me,
It's
tell me the,
too.
tell me the, pro- tell me the pros and cons. I've heard some pros and cons because I was thinking about getting into it. So tell me the pros and cons of the reefer industry.
Well, for me, since I didn't do it that long, my pros and cons are gonna sound a little bit Mickey Mouse-ish.
Yeah, it don't matter.
But the pros is only in the summer when you
Okay.
open up them damn doors and you go in there and you ain't hot no more.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, Other than that, dude, it's just because I ran from downtown LA up to Tulare.
Okay.
There's a cold storage right there.
Okay.
So I was running cheese back and forth,
Okay.
and it's not that much of a difference, to be honest with you. From LA to Tulare in my dry van, I was able to get 750. With the
Uh,
reefer, they'll give you like up to 900, but that
right.
little extra money is going to the reefer fuel.
The fuel. See, that's what people
And
don't
then,
think.
I
They
mean,
don't think about that.
you'll make a little extra because you show up to the cold storage. They give you a dock, but you can't dock. You could park it there. They got to come out, check the temperature. Once the temperature is okay, and if it's a newer facility, you just back up and they open the doors from the inside. If it's an older facility, you got to try to rush it, open your doors, and back it in. And then you're talking about literally 5, 6, 7 hours. And deliveries, especially in the summer, they're only at night. So you're sleeping in the
Mm,
heat during the day. You gotta, you don't got an APU. You gotta have your truck running so you can sleep with the AC on. And
right.
then you run at night. And then when you show up at 6 in the evening, you get a door like around 8, 9 9 at night, and then it
Mhm.
still takes them 2, 3 hours to unload you. Then you got to wait another 2 hours for your paperwork until you pay your lumper fee. That's one thing about reefers. The places that I've been to, the cold storages, for some reason they all charge a lumper fee. So now you got to wait on the broker to send you the money code. Now you got to do that, and it's just a long process. So I mean, not to say that dry vans you don't waste time at some facilities,
Right.
but I think you have more chance of wasting a lot of time in a reefer. So
You know
I mean, but that was my
what?
experience.
That's the reason why I didn't get into reefer
Yeah,
because of the time. When I talk to, and that's why I tell people like if you're trying to get into an industry or different part of this game, do your research. So I've talked to
yeah,
some other guys that's been in reefer. They tell you, oh, the money's good. And I say, okay, what's the con? So what's the wait time? And that's the
hmm,
one thing I don't like is the crazy wait times.
yeah.
And then also too, you spending more money on the reefer fuel. You got to pay for that. You got to, and then
The
now
maintenance.
the maintenance on the reefer. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So, but I knew that was part of the game. But when I started hearing about the wait times,
yeah,
I was like, no
yeah,
way, I won't do it because I will be like, I need to get paid for this, and it's hard to get that. So that's the reason why I didn't get into reefer because I was going to get into it. I was going to get some
yeah.
reefers. I was going, and I was, talking to some people, putting some things together. But like you said, and I asked these people, these are shippers and stuff too. Like, hey man, what's the wait time? Oh, it could be up to like 8, 10 hours. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
And a lot
in
of
that eight to
a lot
in that
a
eight
lot
to
of
ten
people will
hours,
tell you.
yeah,
Yeah.
good.
A lot of people will tell you like, "Oh, you just charge the broker detention." Like, really? It's
You know
like, dude,
how that go.
those $250 ain't gonna do nothing.
They ain't gonna
You know,
do
between
nothing because that's going to the reefer
yeah,
fuel.
exactly. You got to keep it running,
Yeah.
and then you
So
got to,
that's
once you leave, you got to defrost it, so it still has to run.
so
So it's like
that's I didn't get into it. Can you hear me? Yeah.
maybe reefer is worth it, like if you're doing over the road, like if you're moving chicken from coast
Yeah.
to coast.
Right, right, right.
That's what I think. But for me, that I was just only going maybe like 200 miles, just
Right.
right here, and then the produce
Yeah.
from downtown LA. I'm like, nah. And then a lot of the times they tell you like, hey, we don't got time right now, but if you want to unload, you could unload it. I'm like, I don't got a problem working. I could run a pallet jack.
Yeah, right,
But it's
right.
like, dude, you're running and you're tired. Usually you're hoping, you're keeping your fingers crossed that you show up to the shipper or receiver and you could at least get an hour or half an hour nap. But now, if you
Right.
got to unload your own trailer, now you got to go work, and there goes
Right.
your nap and your rest
Right.
time.
Right.
So,
Well,
I
that's
mean,
that's not
if you're
that's
gonna
see, I got
jump into something different other than dry van, me personally, I would skip the reefer and I'll go to flatbed
oh yeah.
because I mean, think about it. You get a reefer, you're gonna do the preventive maintenance, you're gonna get it inspected and everything. It's gonna cost you maybe anywhere between $5 to $1,000
Right.
with repairs. With those $1,000, you could go and get straps, get some chains,
Right.
get the tie down bar, and just say, hey, what the hell with it? Run a flatbed during the summer, keep your dry van, jump back on the dry van in the winter.
Right. Yeah,
Uh,
I was looking at flatbed. I was looking at heavy haul. You can do flatbed first, and then you can get you a step deck. You can kind of start gradually moving to heavy
yeah,
haul. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, I was looking into that reefer, and I was like, yeah, when they told me about that wait time, I was like, not worth it. Mm-mm.
That ain't.
I was
Yeah,
like,
me
cause
right now,
I'm gonna be,
I just rent it out.
yeah,
Like I got a
yeah,
guy that rents it. Like he
yeah.
rents it like 2 3 weeks out of the time. So I'm like, yeah, go ahead, rent it. I'm not using it.
You're right, right. Yeah, but that's the thing, man. When you looking at, you're always gonna pivot. You gotta look at like, okay, what's another, like I said, right now, I had all, like I said, I used to rent all my dry vans. I gave all those back, and then I just do drop the hooks, and it works great for me. You know what I'm saying?
How do you get into that?
Well, we started off doing Amazon. Amazon dropping hooks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people shit on Amazon, bro. But Amazon's really good. If you being on time, Amazon, you have to initially, you just got to get what you get to get your score up.
No.
And
All right.
then once you get your score up, then you can go ahead and you'll get better loads. Because Amazon's nothing but a big computer. So once they start seeing you doing these loads, they'll start giving you the loads that you want. Then when you start being on a little longer, then they start giving you round trips. So say you start in LA, you say you go to LA to Sacramento, you do that a couple times, and then they'll start giving you LA to Sacramento back to LA. The Amazon is always watching you and always seeing your what is that? What the things that you do like and what you don't like. And then there's also too, you can do JB Hunt. JB Hunt is usually the cheaper. You can do Schneider. But then also too, you can talk to a lot of grocery stores. You can talk to, any warehouse and stuff like there's a lot of warehouses that has their own trailers. So you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So and they put their product in there and then they just want somebody to come pick it up and get on. So if you look at it, and like I said, I look at it because I used to have a nationwide contract with U-Haul. I had a U-Haul contract. We did
Right.
U-Haul
Right.
nationwide, but I had to rent my dry vans and all of that. But then what comes with that? Rental payments, maintenance, all that shit. But what you do with the Amazon or you doing drop and hook, what I like about it is you're not responsible for that trailer.
Mm.
Best thing you can do is when you pull up and you say, "Hey man, that tire man stuff," they be like, "Okay, we're gonna change it out. No charge to
Yeah.
you. It's not your trailer." And that's one of the
True.
things. That's one of the things I wish I'd known when I first started was I would have really dived into Amazon or dived into drop a hook freight because your cost is low. All you got to
Yeah.
worry about is that. All you got to do is worry about that driver and worry about that truck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But drop and hook, yeah, it is. Like I said, there's a lot of companies, bro. What I've come to find out, there's a lot of companies that has their own trailers. A lot.
Yeah.
You just drop them down the freeway. Like we out here, we got Ralph's, we got Albertsons, we got Gelson's. Those grocery stores, they all got their own
Yeah.
trailers.
I've been to that Rouse in Compton.
Yeah, yeah, I've been there
Hey,
too.
dude, that Rouse in Compton is tight.
Yeah, I used to have a contract with my box truck with Ralph's,
Oh, all
and
right.
all we did was we picked up okay, so when you go to the store and say the chips is on this big old aisle thing, like
Yeah.
the merchandising stuff, not the chips, but the merchandising stuff, all of that, you can get. I got a contract with that just by picking that stuff at night and taking it to each store in the LA area. I was doing that
All
for
right.
months with my box truck.
Oh,
And
all
then
right.
but then sometimes they be having their products or stuff like, because Ralph's has their own brand, Simple Truth and all of that, Kroger brand. They have that stuff in trailers. So you can go to them and be like, hey man, can I just get and that's what I'm working on right now. I know y'all got this here, but yeah, we got to drop it off at this store, this store, this store. Okay, let me get that contract. I ain't got to worry about the trailer. I'm just hooking up and my guy just dropping everything off. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
there's a lot of those contracts and there's a lot of those situations where you don't need a trailer, bro. People push it like, oh, get a trailer, rent a trailer. But then with that, it's an extra
Yeah.
cost.
It is. Yeah.
I done had $700,000, tire repairs on the road because the dude got to come out, all that shit. But
Yeah.
now my cost has went down immensely because I don't have trailers.
All right. Yeah.
So, you know, that's just what it is, man. But the drop and hook, man, yeah, man, it's you start. I like Amazon, bro. We do Amazon, but there's always other opportunities. Um, but I would say try Amazon, bro. You got your own company, sign up for it, bro. Try it out. When you just want to do a couple local loads and shit, they got a lot of local loads. Do that, bro. Cause that's just another tool in the tool belt. You can do
Yeah.
that.
All right.
Everything's on the app, bro. People try to shit on it. Oh, the rates is shit. The rates is actually pretty good. I make more money than the people that make dry vans with dropping hook.
Oh
How is
shit.
how is that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
how
Just
is that?
yeah. Back and forth. Just back and forth. Huh.
Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like what I was doing at night, I used to run a lot out of Oxnard.
All right.
I used to do Oxnard. I used to do like Oxnard to Fontana, and then Fontana back to Oxnard. They'd be like 12 to 1500. That's a night.
All right.
That's not bad. You know what I'm saying?
Hell no, that ain't bad.
And it's at night. So you know I'm moving at night. You know,
Yeah.
I'll be done by like 6, start at like 12. I'm done. I'm already parking the truck at the truck parking. So
Cool.
I just tell people, man, like, do your own research,
Yeah.
but dropping hook is good. But like you said, the situation you got is good to try to find you a better backhaul. Got to be
Yeah.
great. You know what I'm saying? Because Fresno, what else is outside of Fresno? You got Fresno,
No, you
below Fresno is
got yeah.
Baker. You
Yeah,
got
you got
Fresno.
a
You got
bunch.
Baker's. Yeah, you
Big,
got Bakersfield. Bakersfield is south. Yeah,
yeah.
Bakersfield is south. Um,
Yeah, I think it's about maybe like 2 hours either to Tracy, Stockton,
Yeah,
Lathrop,
yeah. You got
like all
Tracy's.
those
Yep,
little
Tracy's
areas.
up there. Yeah. So that's what I say. I would say start looking in those little areas. You know, even looking at the load board, just doing some research and say, let me see. You know, just look, keep peeking, because usually it's the same brokers. You know, and then you talk to them like, hey man, I got this run, and then I can go up there and get this, and then and bring it back. But I would start, like I said, talking to the distribution center. You already there.
Yeah.
Just do
Yeah, because
that,
I
bro.
think, I was at the same shipper last week. I was there maybe 3 times last week.
Yeah.
And this coming up week, I'm going to pick up at the same place 3 more times.
And it's a conversation. Like I
Yeah.
said, you just all you gotta do is say, "Look, I don't want this lane because you got it with a broker. I'm showing respect, but what other lanes do you have?"
Huh.
They
I
addition.
don't want this lane, wink, wink.
I don't want this lane, wink, wink. But I know you got some other lanes
Yeah.
because you just being respectful. You just being respectful.
Yeah.
What other lanes you got? I'll go to Sacramento. I'm interstate. You got anything going from here to San Diego and back? You know, there's a lot of people who don't they sleep on San Diego. There's a lot of stuff going from LA to San Diego and back. There's a lot of that happening too. People don't ever look at San Diego, bro. There's a lot of stuff going back and forth there too because it goes to San Diego and then it goes where? Over that border. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So people don't look at that. But yeah, you just ask, man, what other opportunities you got, or you got any local runs? Like 3 or 4 drop. You know, people sleep on those too because a lot of people don't want to do that. People just want to do one pick, one drop. But if you can do a
Yeah.
one pick, you can do a one pick, 3 or 4 drop local and make more money than the trip you going to Fresno.
Yeah. That's true.
You
Yeah, I've
see what
done
I'm
that in the
saying?
past.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just what it is. But you got a good situation going, bro. Just look for other
Yeah.
opportunities. But you there, bro? Ask them, bro.
Yeah.
Just ask them. What else y'all got?
Huh?
Shit.
Yeah. Nah, man.
That's
I'm gonna do
that's what
that.
it is. That's what it is, bro. For sure.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it was cool, man. Chatting. If you don't mind, bro, DM me or I'll DM you my personal number,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Shoot me
we
your
could chop it up on the road. And
yeah.
and
Shoot me your number, bro. I'll lock you in. I'll text you, bro. And
yeah.
like I said, I just do these lives, man. I just want to help people, man. And then hopefully you see the information I put out. That's
No,
just
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just keep
I
it
just try
up,
to help
man.
people. That's what I do, man. But I
Yeah,
appreciate you
that's
hitting me,
cool.
bro.
Nah,
Appreciate you.
man. Yeah, thanks for taking the call, the live, and it was good chatting, man.
Man, no problem, man. You have a good
All
night.
right.
Talk with you.
All right, you too,
All right.
man.
All right,
Later.
brother.